Welcome back to Dixon Dozen. I'm back to the Yeehaw because, I look better with it. Anyways, today is our plastering thing. So we've already put up our base coat. That was the part one. Part two is the plastering, putting the plaster on the wall. So let's get to it. Step one, look at your walls. They're ugly. They're not flush. If I put this board across here, I can probably sneak like 50 cents down in there. But that's cool. Anyways, we've got, I don't know if I want to call it an issue or not. There's dark spots that look like they were drying, but they didn't. And there's light spots that are wicked hard. But if I went with my finger in, this is nice. This is crumbly. It's like, and they're all around the edges. So I'm thinking that my PVA or my, blocker, this dried out a little too fast. So I got my wire brush out. I started taking that loose topping off, and there's hard stuff underneath it. So I'm going to go, and this is on every wall. So I'm just going to go around, and I'm going to take this stuff off violently if I have to. But I'm going to go get it off. All right. So that's step one. I'm going to do the whole room. Just do the whole room. Why wait and only do one wall? Just do it all. So what am I running into while I'm just doing this all over the place? And good thing I'm wearing glasses because this stuff's just flying in my face. Well, I'm running into the stuff that is not on the brick but on the plaster. My little overspray, whatever you want to call it. That didn't stick to that at all. And I want to say it's because I did not put any of the PVA on there. So I'm just going to take it off. I don't need it on there anyways. Alright. I also have a lot of stuff that dropped. It's coming off fairly easy because, painted surfaces, whatnot. See, there it goes. It's just coming right off. Just hit it. But now that I'm done doing my brushing, getting all this stuff off, and even the stuff that was gray, I still went over that. I don't want anything loose under here. Nothing. So now I'm going to go around, and I'm going to get this stuff off. I'm going to grab a hammer and a chisel and just make some clean breaks. If it breaks too much, it's fine. We'll just fill it in with plaster. Another thing is, I want to go around, where did I see it? There was like a really high spot. And how I'm going to find the really high spots? Now, this is not a straight edge. You're going to find yourself a straight edge. I happen to have this piece of metal here. I'm just going to put it there and drag it across. And I'm going to see what the heck is going on and if I like it or not. Do I like this or not? Heck, even that wall's not flat, so I don't mind that. Where did I see that really? It like stuck out big time. I don't know. But I'll find it because now that I'm done scraping all that, like I said, I'm going to go around, get all those turds off, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to be checking for plum or whatever you want to call it. And then we'll move on to the next step. Did I mention this? There's a lot of work to do here? I didn't mention this is a lot of work? Oh. Okay. So while you're going around scraping your high spots out, and any loose stuff that might want to pop off for no stupid reason, got little jinky things that like hang off. Just go around meticulously. You don't want this to fail, do you? Do you? And while you're at it, clean up your door frame and your window frames. You got the old plaster line here, and a lot of times there's paint or some plaster still left there. Just get in there. If you got to get a hammer to like pop this out, get it nice and gooder than it looks. 'Cause, gooder is what we're looking for. And there's no way you're going to make this look nice after your plaster because the paint's going to be stuck under it. And you're going to want to go like this and it's going to go, okay. So let me go do all that. All right, step 72. You know, it's getting down to the wire here. We're getting to where, why is the light no? I need a production assistant or something. Okay, let me flip this around. All right, step 72 is wash the walls. Yeah, I mean, this is not something that anybody wants to do, and it's literally 2 days later since the last video. So, I mean, you would think, oh, just wash the walls. No, you're not. You need the scrubby side. You need warm water because nobody wants to stick their hands in cold water. And a little bit of soap. Yes, there's going to be soap residue on the walls, but you're going to rinse it afterwards. So what you're doing is getting this fairly damp, you know, because it'll soak up the water. You don't want to wring it all the way out. And I don't know if you noticed, but that's clean. And this still has all this glue and wallpaper stuff on there. So you're going to do it in sections. Get the wall wet. Get your scraper. And now that this stuff's wet, it's coming right off. I'm getting lucky. You may not get this lucky. Get all this stuff off. And then just wipe it away. And then get your scrubby side of your scrubby side. And wipe it away. I mean, you're cleaning the wall. You don't want any of this stuff on there. Think about your end product. If your goal is to have a wall fall off, then yeah, leave all that stuff on there. But we want a nice clean surface, and we want no reason for this to fall off and fail. All right, well, I got a whole lot of wall to wash, so I'm going to wash and scrape it. The wallpaper seems to be coming off. This wallpaper I couldn't scrape off comes off really well just by getting it wet with soap. I mean, it's so old and dry that it just absorbs it, sucks it right up, and then you just scrape it right off. So, all right, I got a lot of walls to do. Not technically a bad thing, but I do see that this stuff that we put on is taking water. I'm not putting water on there on purpose, guys. This is, look, here, I'll wet my hand in. I mean, it's taking that water in super quick. So you don't want to get it too wet, okay? We don't want it like getting soggy, but if it gets wet, that should be okay. When we put our mud on it, it's going to soak a lot of water up, so we're actually going to get a spray bottle and mist this down before we do that, but not right now because we don't want to constantly keep getting it wet. Don't want to. Okay, back to work. All right, so here's a wall I haven't done yet, and you would think it looks fine, you know, stuff, no wallpaper, but then we look at this wall, and it's a lot cleaner. This is the point I'm trying to make, people. Gotta prep. Here's another issue that I ran into over there, but that's mold. That's mold. Mold will not grow on plaster unless it is the pre-mixed stuff. The pre-mixed stuff has stuff in it that will mold will grow on it. So if you're using the pre-mixed stuff, use it up. Don't buy a big old jug and think you're going to save it. It'll get moldy. If you use the powdered stuff that you mix with water, that won't get moldy from what I hear. I'm not a professional, remember. Vancouver Carpenter. Watch him if you want to do like drywall stuff. I like him. Yeah, so the mold issue is from the wallpaper glue. Now remember the horse, when it's getting old, goes to the glue factory? Well, they made glue out of horse bones and stuff. You know, they would get it from gelatin, and that's where the mold comes from. I don't have a lot of mold on this wall, so that's a good thing. And it's coming off with, you know, the soap and the water. So once I get that off and then I do my skim coat, I shouldn't have a mold problem. And these bricks should be breathing, you know, so they shouldn't be wet to cause the mold. And that's all I got about mold. Okay, keep going. All right, so I left this corner for one very good reason. I don't want to do it. That's a good reason. This wallpaper's on really good, and they actually put some filler on here. I can't tell if it's the powdered stuff or if they use the ready mix stuff. I'm just gonna have to go at it because I gotta get this drywall off of here. Not drywall, sorry. I gotta get this wallpaper off of here. Once I get the wallpaper off, then I can redo my bucket of water because it's dirty and I can wash this. I mean, that wall came out white and then this one's like off-white and then beige and then, yeah, you guys aren't seeing, oh, there it goes. And then it's just getting dirtier. I mean, I've got everything off of it. It just needs to be washed now. And then, okay, so I'll scrape this down and wash the walls and then we'll get at it. So the reason I didn't want to do this corner is there's a lot of wallpaper on it. And underneath the wallpaper, I found mold. And the wallpaper wasn't coming off. So this old house, this old girl, you know, this old girl, you gotta get it wet. And if you get it wet and it's still not working, you gotta lube it up. So I've heard that you can add, go to your shower, you get your hair conditioner, put that in the water, and that'll condition it, make it come off. I didn't even have to go that extreme. I took my scraper and I just scraped it really hard and then I scrubbed it off and it worked. And then I got new water and I poured a little bit of bleach in there. You don't need to go whole hog with the bleach. But I got the bleach and I wiped the wall down. Remember the big giant crack that we filled? Well, there was air coming through it and it was moist air more than likely. And that brought in the mold and that started eating away at the wallpaper glue. And that's why we got mold. But I'm all down, I'm rinsed, I'm washed. The walls are a heck of a lot whiter now. I did take a break. You know, you can't work all Saturday on this stuff. Bob and Dawn showed up, showed them the house. It was a good time. Hope to see him again soon. So now I'm going to put some mud on here. I'm going to go mix, I got 90-minute mud. I'm going to get it on there and I'm going to put it on nice and smooth. I'm not going to have jagged edges because I want to do a skim coat over that. So, but I'm going to get some of that on there. 90-minute mud, like I said, if you want to look at mud, Vancouver Carpenter on YouTube. You know, he's got a lot of good tips and tricks, and he does this for a living. He is a professional. I'm not. I don't even know if I'm putting the right stuff on here. I'm hoping it's going to stick. I'm hoping I didn't need to use any PVA. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll just wet it down. Yeah, I'm just going to spray. I'll get a spray bottle and I'll spray this because this is new. It's not going to crumble. I'm not worried about that. It's not that dried out. I just put it on this week. Was it last week? I don't know, but I am going to spray it and get it a little damp. I don't want it wet, so I'll go do that, and then maybe I'll jump in and show you guys what I'm doing. All right, so where am I at? I mixed up my 90-minute mud, and I filled it all. Oh, I filled it all in, but I gotta let it dry. I didn't fill it in. I got a nice clean layer because there was a lot of lumpy lumps. I'm gonna have to do more layers. You got to build up, and the more layers you do, the smoother it'll go, and then you can start taking your straight edge and putting it on. Let's go over here to where I started, because it's getting hard. I don't know. I'll let it dry. I may work on this later on this afternoon, but I don't even know what time it is. Last I knew it was like 2 o'clock maybe. I just keep working. Whatever. Yeah, so the voids I'm going to have to fill. Small stuff like this. I just did it smooth. I'm not going to look for perfect walls. I'm not looking for perfect walls. I'm looking for smooth walls, and they don't look like they're doing this. So, I started spraying when I started over there. I was spraying them up, and then I forgot to do it.
18 stacks of netherite.
I forgot. I just kept moving because I wanted to keep moving. And we'll see what happens with that. That'll be on the next show where we finish these walls. Peace, y'all.